welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys so much, first of all, for the love and the support that you guys have shown me on my University of Birmingham review. We are on over 500 views currently. I am so happy that my content is actually helping people to give them a bit of an idea of what that university is like. So I'm so happy that it's helping you. So thank you to those of you guys who've put a comment, who've liked the video, and who have shared it with your friends and family or on your social media platforms. So thank you. But today we've got another video which I think is going to be so useful for you guys, which is going to be so helpful, which is how to get a high T1 and first class in your essays. Yes, how to make sure that you achieve the best grade that you can in your essays. And I feel like these are some of the tips that I wish that I had when I was in university, or that I actually thought about. But I think, again, I'm sharing this with you guys. If you guys see me look at my computer, it's because, again, I've got some important notes. I don't want to forget anything, because this is going to be an in-depth, well, slightly in-depth and detailed video that will help you with your essays. So the first thing you guys need to consider is the essay question. And I know this seems so obvious. I know that it seems so easy, like, come on, of course we're going to think about the essay question. But a lot of people don't. I mean, they see the subject and they just run off with it. They don't really sit there and analyze and look at what the question is actually demanding and what the question requires of them. So, what skills and techniques is this essay question asking me to use? Because if you don't analyze the question properly, you already fall at the first hurdle, because you will produce an essay that's not actually addressing or answering the question at hand. So there is a difference between critical and descriptive words, which can be used in an essay question. For example, assess, evaluate, they are critical words, whereas explain and outline, they're more descriptive words, and so require different responses. So what is the question asking me to do, and how do I approach this? Depending on the question will depend on how you respond to that essay. So that's why I say it's so important for you guys to actually look at the question and gauge what is it asking me to do. So highlight, underline, look at the subject, and look at the question posed. Okay, the next tip that I've got for you guys is to use a variety of sources. For me personally, I try to make sure I didn't rely on one type of source, but I used different texts, different materials to help me carry out my research, because it's when you do so, it just looks good. It looks that this essay question is well researched, that you've branched out, and that you've actually done some in-depth reading. So some of us have made the mistake sometimes of actually purchasing texts and books where, you know, for our essays, but actually, first of all, check your library, because that is probably one of the best places where you'll find the resources you need. So check your library, and also look to see if they have any online services. So if you can access e-journals, e-articles as well, and also newspaper databases. So if your essay question or the question that you're doing requires that kind of material, look to see if you can use newspaper databases, academic journals, and also look little Google search will help as well. Using a range of material that is actually relevant to the question shows the examiner that you've carried out extensive research on the topic to help you explore the question at hand. So use a variety of sources. Third, a solid, structured plan. As you are carrying out your research, you should be annotating the text, noting down important points that will help you inform your argument. What you don't want to do is just be reading and not have an idea of what the text is actually saying about this subject. Or you read and you come to the end and you're like, I don't know what this text was for, what they're trying to explain here. So it's important that you note down as you read along. The examiner does not want you at all to reproduce the work of another academic. They want to know your view and how you can support your claim. Having a plan as well allows you to kind of follow a structure in your essay, because if you don't have a plan, it's so easy to drift off topic and then come back to the essay question. But you've got to remember, you're taking the academic or your marker, your tutor, on a journey. So it needs to be a sustained and continuous argument through your essay. It needs to be easy to read. They need to be able to understand after the first reading, okay, this is what this candidate is saying, this is what they're arguing, okay. So it's important to have a structured plan, because it will allow you to remain on topic, and it will also allow you to kind of put your points together in a concise and coherent manner. So number 4, I think we should all ask ourselves this: does your argument, does it make sense? Have you clearly stated your case and supported this with research? It's important to check that for if there's any inconsistencies in your work. Your essay needs to be clear and concise and coherent, as I've mentioned beforehand, because the examiner needs to know what you're writing about, and they can't know what you're writing about if it's not clear and coherent. So what you might want to do is actually go to your lecturer or your seminar tutor and actually explain the broad outline of your argument and see if there's any room for improvement, see if they actually understand it as well. Number 5, referencing. This is a very easy way to lose marks, because, you know, people who reference wrong lose a big chunk of their marks in their essay. And this is a very easy issue to resolve, and that's simply by making sure you've referenced things correctly, making sure that when you're taking quotes, you highlight it and think, okay, I need to reference this quote if I'm going to use it in my essay. You also need to make sure that you're using the correct referencing style, which you should have in your course, maybe course module handbook, or you would have been informed or told by your lecturer and tutor. If not, always double check. There is no harm in just checking with students, checking with your lecturer, okay, what referencing style am I supposed to use? There are a range of resources online to help you with referencing, and they provide guides as well. So please, this is the easy way to kind of keep your marks, by referencing correctly. And also, if you do not reference correctly, it is seen as plagiarism and you can lose a lot of marks. So please guys, make sure you reference properly. Okay, writing style. So writing at a critical and high standard requires work and practice, and I do understand that from A levels to university it is a big jump for a lot of people. So it's important that you kind of utilize the services available at your university to help with your academic writing. So at the University of Birmingham, where I studied my undergraduate degree, there was a service that we could use that would help with our academic writing. Tell you, okay, what do you need to improve? Like, is it your grammar? Is it the structure of your essay? And if you find that your grades are stagnant, or you find that actually your essays over time are not improving, it's so important to use these kind of resources that are available to you, these services as well. And do not be afraid to ask your university if they also provide these services. And you should use the support available so that you can achieve the grade that you want to achieve, whether that be a 2-1 or a first class, whatever you want to achieve. So make sure you use the services that are available. Now, that is the end of my video. I hope these tips are really helpful. Again, what I wanted to really do is pick out some key points that I think would really improve a person's essay, that will allow them to get a really high mark, or a high 2-1 or a first class. And I think that if you take these tips on board, it will hopefully help you improve in your essay writing and your academic skills. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, comment and subscribe, and share this video with someone who needs help with writing their essays. Okay, all right guys, bye.